first exhibit and topic I'd like to discuss is the Guatemalan culture and how it influences posture. The demands put on the bodies of these individuals in their culture strongly influences their posture, especially by causing a more anterior line of gravity. As compared to normal posture, the line of gravity could fall further anterior to the hip joint, causing a flexion moment rather than an extension moment. As you can see in the following pictures, many of the individuals are carrying some sort of object on their back, which results in a hunched over posture with rounded shoulders, rounded backs, forward flexion, and cervical flexion. The added weight to their back day after day causes the Guatemalans to assume this position repeatedly. Anterior muscles such as the abdominals or hip flexors may become shortened, and posterior muscles such as the erector spinae may become lengthened. In Central America, family and community are important to their culture. One way this is seen, especially with Guatemalans, is through their markets, where food and crafts are sold or shared. Additionally, the culture of Guatemala includes producing unique handicrafts, such as tools, bags, and woven baskets, which results again in long periods of time where women and men maintain a stooped posture as they complete these tasks. This relates to our culture today, as many of us maintain a similar slouched or stooped posture as we sit at our desks, sit in class, watch TV, or work on our computer. The second exhibit and topic I'd like to discuss is the Arctic Circle environment and how it influences movement or gait. The demands of the cold, snow-covered environment puts different stress on the body that results in a slower gait and different patterns of movements. As we have learned, decreased step and stride length and increased width of walking base increases stability when walking on ice or slippery surfaces. Thus, the individuals that live in the Arctic Circle, or the Eskimos, most likely exhibit a gait similar to these variables. In the Arctic Circle, daylight is limited and many individuals spend more time indoors, decreasing the amount of activity the Eskimos obtain each day. As you can see in the pictures, the Eskimos wear thick, heavy clothing due to the low temperatures. Therefore, these individuals most likely have a decreased cadence due to the increased weight that they carry and walking on slippery surfaces. The decreased step and stride length, increased width of walking base, and decreased cadence could all lead to decreased amount of ankle plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, or knee flexion extension required during gait. Transportation in the past in this area consisted of dog sleds, which limited the amount of locomotion required by these inhabitants, but required increased muscle activity in order to maintain an upright posture and equilibrium while standing on the sled. Now, many of the inhabitants of the Arctic utilize snowmobiles for transportation, which eliminates the muscle activity that was required for the dog sleds. Additionally, these individuals spend a lot of time in a slouched or huddled posture in order to stay warm, which can lead to poor posture that influences gait through the poor alignment of body segments and location of line of gravity. Lastly, locomotion and gait may require more energy expenditure in this region of the world due to the difficulty of walking and working in the snow-covered areas and bearing the heavy amounts of clothing. Through this assignment, I learned a lot about how culture and environment influence gait, or posture. As physical therapists, we might look for how various dysfunctions or misalignments may influence these things, but we also need to take the patient's culture or environment into account. These factors may lead us to the answers to our questions about patients' chief complaints or how to treat them, that we otherwise would misunderstand because culture and environment nonetheless influence each and every one of us every day.